Good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time out of your virtual visit to join us for this session on Renewal and Retention 2021 Vision. Our session today focuses on two things. Firstly, how call retention processes have paid dividends in a COVID-impacted marketplace. And secondly, how we can help to make that sustainable for future growth. My name is Lynn Howden. I'm the Global Head of Academy for Chrysalis Loyalty. And joining me today are Mark Fretwell, the Commercial Director for Chrysalis Loyalty, and our guest, Richard Goldsworthy, General Manager for Mercedes-Benz of Exeter. We'll have 10 minutes at the end of this presentation to take any questions you may have, or if you prefer, you can visit our stand to speak with us directly. Crisis often spells an opportunity for change, from individual professional practices to entire industries. Richard Goldsworthy believes that COVID-19 crisis has accelerated the automotive industry's approach to customer communications by at least 2 years. He saw 2020 as an opportunity to implement smarter, more creative practices. When the market took off following the first coronavirus lockdown, much of the industry was focusing on customer demand. He did not lose sight of customer retention as a key to future growth. Richard is a firm believer in the core role of digital as the engine which will foster and maintain the all-important relationship between dealer and existing customer. To see why, we need to go back a little further. When Richard began his career at a Ford dealership in 2001, his instinct told him that by staying connected with customers after the sale was the way to bring them back to buy again. There were no obvious formal processes in his dealership at the time, so he made the conscious decision to keep his own detailed records of every sale, contacting each customer on a regular, timely basis, and again when their service was due. Most dealers would claim that they were either doing that or trying to do that 20 years ago, and it's true. Firstly, you need the infrastructure to support complex communication channels, and then you have to put the work in consistently. The difference here is the individual work ethic. He made it work, despite it being an administrative burden. Richard was disciplined, fastidious, and methodical about it. This work set the scene for more conversations with customers and closer bonds with them, which many people and businesses were not doing successfully. So what did Richard do? He formulated his own paper-based process, making physical notes against every customer file. These notes provided the information he needed to stack a deal when the time came. Another manual process, which took 30 to 40 minutes in each case. He had to look back through the notes, choose a suitable new vehicle from stock, establish the part exchange value via an industry guide, just to ascertain if the customer had equity, and then work through a finance deal to determine if the customer was in a realistic position to change. If not, then it was a case of moving on to the next file to repeat the process, working through all previous sales to find those that presented an opportunity for renewal. Often these deals required cash input from the customer, a higher payment, or a longer term of contract to provide a realistic proposition for renewal. It's worth noting that many customers do renew prior to reaching a position of parity. Perhaps another key difference here is that Richard was able to frame the unsuccessful deal stacking, where he found a customer was not in a position to renew, as a positive. Many salespeople back then would reject a process that brought up so many negative results as a waste of time, but Richard thought each of them just brought him to a closer, positive one. Fast forward to today. Given the opportunity, there are two tools that Richard would take back to those times: See It Now Video and Chrysalis Key to Key. Here's a quote from Richard. Today, with Key to Key, you can set up an entire campaign targeting precisely the customers who will be most receptive to a renewal opportunity in just a few minutes. We are often able to identify niche opportunities which earn us a small number of valuable sales, as well as major promotions that bring in multiple deals. As we all know, everything looks better with hindsight, but there is little purpose unless we learn from the events of the past and put them to positive use for the future. During 2020, with Richard now a GSM at a major motor group, the market appeared to need no encouragement and inquiry levels were high. But Richard continued to refine the processes with his team that meant retention formed 50% of his site's retail results, positioning the business well for future growth at the same time as being able to deal with the day-to-day sales. Service customers prospecting was a surprising vector for unexpected deals, an approach to customer renewal that Richard says should be habitual rather than an initiative typically applied to meet targets when the market is quiet. A conversion achievement of 1 in 14 service customers is not unusual and demonstrates that Richard and his team know the value of understanding precisely where each customer is in their ownership journey. Maintaining a consistent process across all customers when you are busy effectively sustains the day-to-day business when conditions are quieter. Richard says, that's where Chrysalis comes in, and why would you not talk to someone who's coming in for a service and send them away with a new car instead? Or at least talk to them about the next plate change. This year, like many dealers, we have also seen customers who are deciding to keep their car beyond the end of their contract. But with the right information about their situation at our fingertips and our own manufacturer support, we have succeeded in renewing some of those too. So, what does the future hold? Richard believes that digital is the key to every stage in the sales process, especially under the pressures of unpredictable anti-COVID measures. After all, the majority of administrative burden for the process he put together 20 years ago is now a simple matter within Key to Key. He says, whether it's bringing digital communications to the forefront or demonstrating the power of live video in unlocking distance sales, I feel positive about how we will emerge from these times and believe that the problems of this year have accelerated a much needed change in the industry by as much as 2 years. Many people who are potentially in a position to renew may be busy or simply not willing to come into the showroom at the moment, or they may have left the area. Why not present a car to them via a video link and offer to deliver it to their door? I can see a time coming when the sales team works almost entirely through their smartphones. We need to find all the ways to embrace the opportunities created by digital communication. Who does that best will have the most sustainable renewals process moving forward. But Richard also believes that the best tools need knowledgeable people behind them, and that people skills will never lose their central place in the armory of the successful dealership. This even extends to the potential for managing the customer relationship outside of the dealership altogether. He says, call centres also have a place to support the business, as long as they're able to maintain a genuinely knowledgeable approach and have an interest in the customer. An argument can certainly be made for having one relationship manager covering all aspects of a customer's ownership journey. That becomes recognisable to the customer. It can even work well if the person is not associated in the customer's mind with sales. If you say, "Hi, it's Richard from the sales team," the customer may instinctively shut down. But if you say, "Hi, it's Richard from Mercedes," they will listen. These are some of the subtleties of customer relationship management that will prove more important over time. Whether you want to stay connected with customers who have left the area, tell them when some new support puts a new car within reach, show them the car remotely in real time, or just ensure that you always know their circumstances, digital is the future of motor retail. By using strong people backed up by the most powerful tools, tomorrow's successful dealers will win, whatever external problems inevitably affect the market from time to time. Ultimately, Richard sees fresh opportunity everywhere, thanks to digital. In summary, customer-driven demand is just the tip of the iceberg. Inbound customer inquiries provide a desirable and lucrative channel to market. With retention sales representing 50% of Richard's retail sales, he's testament to the fact that a successful retention strategy is driven from within the business. It's clear from this experience and that of many of our customers We must draw from the past, consistently deliver in the present, and innovate for the future success of our business. Today, we will show you some of the ways we have innovated within Key2Key in 2020 to help you meet these challenges head on. Chrysalis Loyalty's business was built on these core principles. Our original proposition to the market was to provide customers with a new car over the same term for the same payment with little or no cash in. Times change. Average vehicle equity and parity ratios change over time. What doesn't change is that people want or need to change their cars. And though each of your thousands of individual current customers has their own personal financial position, they each also have things in common with other customers. Key2Key allows you to decipher that complicated customer picture. One of the core values at the heart of what we do in Key2Key is to provide the ability to deliver a specific message tailored to a specific individual at a specific but variable point in time with specific, unique to that customer offers. In the last 12 months, we've seen much restructuring within our industry, particularly in the area of resource. To support that and widen the utility of Key2Key, we have developed a new light version of the platform. Imagine a scenario where, as a manager, you've created a campaign with 23 customers who need to be contacted by your team. How are those leads distributed and managed to ensure to maximize the contact rate? Key2Key Lite is the solution for distributing leads in ones and twos to your sales team with a simple tabbed workflow that helps them to keep on top of what needs doing, spreading the work and eliminating paper, but maintaining oversight. The Lite user is presented with a list of their assigned customers upon login, with no access to the rest of the database. Initiating contact or updating a record will open the contact overlay. If sales users record customer contact, the customer status is automatically updated within Key2Key. If you prefer to manage all of your leads in a lead management system, leads can be distributed there instead, and Key2Key can receive progress updates. This ensures you maintain a clear view of the progress of each customer, so you can make effective selections for future campaigns. Integrating and automating future retention tools in a way that respects a customer's individual position with greater intelligence has enabled the power of personalized video to now become part of the renewals process for Key2Key users. Once the integration has taken place, a See It Now video can be requested via the customer list page within Key2Key with two options: request videos for all available customers in the list, or request an individual video for a selected customer. The video request type follows the video purposes that a dealer has already established, depending on the source of inquiry. The request is sent via See It Now to the dealer's iPod or device used for creating videos and will show as a notification on that device. The Key2Key user receives a request confirmation. The notes field also updates to video viewed when the customer has watched more than 30 seconds, allowing for a well-timed personal follow-up with the customer, all managed from within Key2Key. Combining technologies in this way reduces potential inconsistencies in customer engagement and helps to streamline lead management. Incorporating service leads into this process additionally ensures that all opportunities are on the dealership radar. It has always been possible to review the parity position of customers coming into the service department in Key2Key for customers that originally purchased from the dealership. And as Richard said, it's hard to think of a good reason why this data would not be fully utilized. The Key2Key dashboard can be configured to identify customers with service appointments, enabling you to view their position and target your approach. The pod presents a customer list matched from the service data of customers in your Key2Key database and is updated daily. The customer details page provides the pre-calculated deal and the opportunity to assess your approach to each individual for existing sales customers. For service-only customers, Key2Key can calculate a nominal change position, so this can also be an important tool for making conquest sales. Integrations serve to improve the efficiency of proactively managed customer opportunities, and Key2Key also has a powerful business rules engine that can be used to deliver automated digital communications from delivery to renewal, carefully designed to complement the human touchpoints and maximize sales. The key insight here is to first understand that the battleground for dealers is no longer in the showroom. Showroom conversion rates are usually not the problem. Customers are a long way down the trail by the time they visit a showroom these days, and conversion rates for appointments made using Key2Key are typically 80 to 90%. The challenge now is being considered in the first place, being on the list and being one of the places the customer thinks about when they think about their car. Data-driven email and SMS messaging based on business rules within Key2Key ensure customers feel valued from the point of sale to the point of resale, so that we have the best chance of retaining business in the future. Allowing a customer to explore their renewal offers via a personal URL or a landing page when it suits them, even if they aren't a lead in parity, is a powerful tool and can generate a direct response from a customer who is willing to make a cash contribution to change their vehicle and help sales team prioritize contact with customers who are digitally engaged. This level of transparency and information for customers is completely in pace with the customer landscape that values openness. When sent via email, the link provides protected access, requiring an email address, registration number, and postcode for verification before gaining access to offers. Details of the customer's current car and payment allows a direct comparison to the primary offer, and each vehicle the customer clicks on displays a summary of the offer conditions. Pearl provides a carousel of mapped offers with the customer's parity position for each. If the customer is interested in any particular offer, they can click I'm interested at the foot of the window directly from their mobile. Of course, the link is available to the Key2Key user, who is also notified of any customer interest shown to enable timely follow-up to facilitate an account review physically or virtually using an automated renewal presentation. Key2Key includes the option of a digital renewal presentation that can be used in remote account reviews. It enables retailers and brands to bring consistency to the end of contract review process and ensures customers are presented with all of the facts when considering whether to keep their car or to renew to a new vehicle. The process begins with details of the customer's current car and payment, and a carousel of renewal offers ordered from options with cashback to those which require a cash contribution. When a renewal offer is selected, it's presented alongside, and the option of viewing the deal analysis is available. The analysis presentation starts with a review of the customer's current agreement, each step being revealed after 5 seconds or manually controlled by the presenter or the customer. A script or guide accompanies each step as the analysis runs the financials from the customer's current agreement to the left. Alerts provide information to the customer or prompt logic points for the presenter to pause for further discussion. The analysis looks at the financial implication of keeping the existing car, including the increased costs for maintenance and repair on an aging vehicle, the higher mileage and increased customer risk if the customer refinances using a product that does not provide a guaranteed future value. A summary confirms how the figures were calculated, and before comparing to the offer on the vehicle chosen on the right-hand side of the analysis, presenting an opportunity to pause to answer any questions the customer may have before moving on. As the case for the new vehicle builds, the script reaffirms all of the advantages of buying a new vehicle, such as a deposit contribution, the assurance of a future value, subsidised interest rates, resale value, warranty, and service plan options. The analysis concludes by presenting a set of choices now available to the customer to determine the next course of action, which is recorded in the customer history and key to key, and where this is provided to the customer for self-guided review. Key to key can alert the dealer as to the customer's intentions so they can respond appropriately. I'm now going to hand over to Mark Fretwell, our Commercial Director, to share our future retention tools.
Thank you, Lynn. In the future, we believe retailers can benefit from embedding renewals in their website, allowing customers who want to interact this way to renew their vehicle as easily as they're able to renew their mobile phone. The current pandemic has accelerated the adoption of digital commerce, and it's been embraced by many customers. Showroom conversion rates for customers appointed from key to key are typically 80 to 90%, and the deals we create in key to key can easily be integrated in your website, and they contain all the financial parameters needed for transactions to be progressed digitally or in person, depending on the preference of the customer. The solutions we've created that make it easier for you to renew your existing customers can also help you attract new ones. So whether you're looking to improve the return on investment of paid traffic to your website by making it easy for customers to search using their reg number, or generate leads, better conversion rates through deal personalization on your website, or run digital campaigns to drive conquest sales from service bookings, we can help make it easier for all your customers to buy a new vehicle. If you'd like to know more, just come and chat to us on our stand later or after the Q&A. I'll hand you back to Lynn now to summarise.
Thank you, Mark. So in summary, Richard Goldsworthy's dedication to a proven retention process and use of key to key has led his team to the achievement of some incredible results during a global pandemic, and he has focused on that most important of things, the customer. We too have evolved to capabilities of key to key, worked with partners to establish key integrations that increase the efficiency of your retention team and give you the tools you need to succeed digitally. We hope that what you've seen today shows that key to key can do the hard work for you, and that going forward, we'll continue to push the boundaries of what is achievable for automated, personalised customer contact. To find out more, please do visit our stand and speak with our teams about our system or any of our features. You can also book a demonstration, discuss any training requirements you may have, and download our white paper, or simply just pop by for a chat. We'd be happy to answer any immediate questions you may have now.
Hi, I'm Helen from Johnson's Mazda in Gloucester. I'm General Manager, and I'm here to ask some questions today and get some answers from Lynn Howden from Chrysalis Loyalty. Lynn is the Global Head of Academy. Also from Chrysalis is Mark Fretwell, who's Commercial Director, and joining us from Mercedes-Benz Exeter, the GSM, Richard Goldsworthy. The first question we've got come in from Pauline, and this one's for you, Mark. Are the settlement figures exact, current, or estimated?
So we replicate manufacturer settlement figures, usually to within a tolerance of pence, as long as we have all the correct data inputs. Thanks, Pauline.
Where does data come from then, Mark?
So usually we take data from finance companies. I think the world that we're moving into allows customers to submit their own data if they want to understand their change position. So it can be from a variety of inputs. In North America, we take data from dealer management systems as well. So there's a big variety.
Another question for you, Mark. Will the idea of loyalty evolve and even disappear in a world where most of the sales journey takes place online?
I don't think it's going to disappear, but it can.
We've got another guess.
So I trained Ernie because this is a bit like that BBC news presenter, isn't it? Hi, Andy. So I don't think it's going to disappear, but it's definitely going to evolve. In the future, we think there's going to be a lot more digital components involved in loyalty. I think overall, the number of touch points with the customer will probably increase. Customers really want to be empowered with information, but they also hugely value personal contact with individuals. So I think really the skill and challenge for people around loyalty going forward is about how you connect loyalty to that digital journey, and you orchestrate all the different elements so that they all work together, and you can really optimize it and get the results. It's the case at the moment, but I think too often people sort of lean on just one particular aspect of it. So I think it's definitely going to change, and it'll be very exciting.
Okay. You mentioned about obviously personal touch still being very important. So I've got a question for you, Lynn. How important are the skills of the sales team now, and what new skills do you think may be required in the future?
That's a really good question. Skills of the salespeople in terms of customer contact and retaining customer business has always been really important. But I guess that's been heightened by the pandemic and the lockdown, because they've had to diversify into more online skills and communicating with customers both digitally and in person, virtually. So it's absolutely key that the skill of the sales team or the retention team is as up to date, if not more, than prior to COVID-19, to be perfectly fair.
Thank you. Leading on from that, Richard, question for you. How has the pandemic reshaped dealer loyalty and retention practices?
Well, yeah, for me, it's obviously put a completely different dynamic on things at the moment, where if you like, our best weapon, if you like, to get people over the line was having people in the showroom, and as soon as that stops, that's kind of your trump card gone. Most dealers are very good at that bit. So we've had to rethink how we were getting hold of our customers, the approach to, whether it's just approach to loyalty and the approach to maintaining contact with them. We have some that have sort of put up the barriers a bit until lockdowns are over, but those that aren't, we're trying to engage with them as tangibly as we can, is probably how I would put it. Trying to build in things like See It Now Live into the process. Again, you try and create a theatre of the car. We still have the showroom or cars outside that we can go and do these bits with. We just got to be careful how we do it. And we've had a great response from our customer database to that.
Brilliant. Another question for you, Mark. As the pandemic has seen increased digitalisation in automotive retail, do opportunities for retention increase or decrease with this trend?
Oh, excuse me. So I think there's more touch points as we see increased digitisation. We can drive a lot of it with automation. But I think the thing it can't be is it can't all just be some sort of like set, timed, formulaic process. The trading position of every single customer is very fluid. It's impacted by valuations. It's impacted by marketing incentives that are available in the marketplace. So whatever you do, it's got to be responsive to the position of the customer. We've invested quite heavily in the production of a business rules engine for automating some of those things. Hopefully between that and the people element, you can actually intervene at the right moments.
Mm-hmm. And how can dealers adapt retention process to a more contactless way of working?
So I think I'd be thinking about things like integrating renewal offers in a customer login area in your website, perhaps sending personalised landing pages to customers with retention offers. We've got some evidence of that working very successfully. And then if you track and monitor the engagement with those landing pages, actually you've got the opportunity to reach out with a human being at the end of the phone at exactly the right time. We work with a call centre partner, and they're seeing phenomenal demand for customers to have end of contract reviews digitally, and almost to the point where customers prefer that. And they don't want to wait; they want to do it online.
Well, I think it's not so much time out of their their busy schedules, is it? I think, in some of the sessions earlier on today, we were talking about, it's a lot easier to attend something virtually, jump on meetings rather than drive 2-3 hours to get somewhere. So, it is a lot easier for customers.
I mean, I think we all pick up sort of anecdotal stories from customers. Even before this COVID situation accelerated everything, I've had conversations with people who work in the industry who've complained about the retention process with some of the brands that we work with, because it's all based around them having to go into the showroom, and it's not what they wanted to do. And I know they've changed to other brands as a result of almost feeling like that's the only way in which they could renew. So I think we just have to sort of think about the customer and think about offering all the ways so that the customer can choose the way that suits them.
Okay, we've had a question come in from Tim saying, isn't the pace of new car development going to harm retention this decade? Like if a brand doesn't have EVs or low emission products, a customer will head elsewhere.
Is that for me?
If you would like to answer it, or anyone else that wants to jump in.
So I think everyone's going to have EVs, because they're going to have to in order to hit their emissions targets. The challenge around loyalty is how do you migrate your existing customers who aren't driving EVs today into electric vehicles? How do you segment your customer base to position to align the offer on the correct product to the customer? And in a lot of cases, we won't know enough about the way in which customers are using the vehicle in order to do that. So that's the data-driven challenge behind it.
So I'll give you a slightly different angle, if that helps. I'd say, from my opinion, in the dealer network, I'd say the pace of new car development is irrelevant, whether it's an EV, low emission, or whatever else it is. We've had development been massive over the last decade anyway. It's just a slightly different way of doing things now, and it's, as usual, it's just trying to make sure you've got the right people in your team, the team briefed, the understanding of the product you're trying to sell, and just adapt your existing processes to the new technology that's in front of you. And those that do that the best and the quickest will have the best result out of that. And we've seen a huge shift here, as our brand was obviously trying to, as you mentioned, meet emissions targets at the end of the year. So we've had a massive swing to our EV and our XEV product and hybrid product over that period, and we've just got stuck in and really embraced it, and I think that's the difference.
Okay. Well, I think we're coming to the end now of the question and answer session. Would you like to just tell everyone which hall and which stand you're in case anyone wants to go and visit you later on today or tomorrow?
Yes, we could be found in Hall 2, stand at 6, I believe. And if you want to virtually pop over for a chat or to book a demo and to learn a little bit more about Bit Key to Key, we'd be absolutely delighted to see you there.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.